inviting me today. My name is Robert Grant, and I've been working for ServiceSource for at least about 6 years. AbilityOne for 20. I'm going to tell you about my job, but first, I think I'm going to tell you about my disability. Growing up in Southeast Washington, D.C., single mom, 2 sisters. Father wasn't around. We didn't have much, wasn't rich, struggling to get by. Father didn't pay for child support, so we made it. Lived in a neighborhood with violence, drugs, made fun, whatever you can do, you know. School was hard for me. Didn't nobody know that I could get away with it. My mom thought I had a hearing problem, but it wasn't. After a couple of hearing tests, you think you can fool a lot of people. I was fooling myself. And the secret was I couldn't read. I tried so hard to fool a lot of people. Come to find out, when they found out I had a learning disability, I was reading on the kindergarten level. Basically, I was illiterate. I went to a special ed class that dealt with people with my disability. And I was determined to pick my illiterate, some people might say special, determined to learn how to read. So me and my sister played this game called the pinch game. You read a paragraph, make a mistake, you get pinched. So I got tired of getting pinched. So I would go by myself, read it, keep reading, play that game again. So I didn't get pinched. But I had another trial in my life. My mom got remarried, so the games I couldn't play with my sister, they helped me. She got remarried, I'm on my own. So basically, I've been on my own for the last 2 years after I made a promise to my mom that I'll finish school. And I live with my friends until their mom can put up with me. And when I had nowhere else to go, I watched the sun come up twice. Yes, I was homeless. In spite of all my struggle, I still graduated. I made a promise to my mom, a promise that I'm gonna keep. I graduated from Easton Senior High School with a special education degree in '99. Even though I knew I graduated, I still had a kindergarten reading level, spelling level, 4th grade math. Didn't want to be discriminated by me being illiterate and people couldn't understand it. But I know I needed a job. You got to know how to read to get a job. You got to know how to count to get a job. So after school, I went to 4 different churches, Baptists, and asked for 4 ministers to pray for me. Just like they already knew. I didn't even have to open my mouth. I had an English teacher that knew my struggle, but she failed to not tell anybody in school so I could complete and graduate. But instead, she introduced me to her girlfriend, or friend, that was a social worker. A social worker that would help people find jobs, help people with disability, not knowing it with the AbilityOne program. I told her I wasn't with a program, I just wanted a job. So we filled out a couple of applications. McDonald's came through, I did that for a year and a half. And another job came through. It was Melwood, another organization that I never heard of. It's somewhat similar to like ServiceSource. Didn't know they was part of AbilityOne program too. They called me about a job at the State Department, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get my phone number. How you know my whole name, but like anybody else, you ain't got a job and it's a good job, you're gonna take it. So it was janitorial work, cleaning, kept that, worked at McDonald's. But I didn't know then, but I know now. I've been blessed, truly blessed. I was connected with the AbilityOne program, not even knowing it. Didn't know they cared, but they did. I worked in the State Department building, the U.S. Mint building, USDA Conference Center building, the Secret Service headquarters. Anything I do it to the fullest, 100%, any job. I did building repairing, building sheds, lockers, painting, hanging up pictures, even drove the street sweeper just to clean up the parking lot right there with the president park his limousine at. Now I resign at the IRS building in New Carrollton, doing mail facility. Laverne was one of us. Highly secure packages that have to be scanned, processed before it goes, be delivered. That was my job. Like someone always told me, the more you keep practicing, the more you keep studying. My reading have got better. Now, anything you give me, I can understand it, read it, because reading a package, a mail, I have to know who I got to sign this package. I might have problems with Spanish, Latin, or Chinese. I'm not perfect. But I learned fast, and I didn't give up. I see all jobs as a new opportunity to learn more in my career. I take my job with pride. Well, I take pride with my job, okay. The customers in New Carrollton trust me in delivering their package on time. And for example, I had a training supposed to be for 6 months. I don't know what was going on, but they wanted me to come back. Lucky I learned everything in 2 months before I came back. I had got awards from my co-workers, like a cashier award job, Employee of the Month. Surprising, because I already been blessed. I have a job. So anything else, it was like too much. But I accepted it anyway. My colleagues felt that I needed to treat myself to something. So I blessed myself with a Chevy Tahoe 99.